Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's 2024 MIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament round of 32 contest between the visiting 35th seeded Brockton High School Boxers and the hosting third-seeded Brookline High Warriors. We've been through all the ups, downs, and arounds of the regular season, and now here we are with playoff soccer. And what a lovely day for it, too. Nice sunny day. Hardly a cloud in the sky, not any extreme winds at the moment. Just an absolutely beautiful day for soccer and should be a great game. The Brookline Warriors had their ups and downs in terms of the win and loss column over the course of the season. They finished with a final regular season record of 8 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws, but they also finished with the greatest strength of schedule of any team in Division I, which vaulted them all the way up to the 3rd spot in the power rankings. That combined with a strong finish to the season as they went a perfect 3-0 in the last week of the regular season. Overall, Brookline really had sort of a tale of two seasons depending on the strength of their competition. They had 7 games against teams who would finish in the top 7 in the power rankings. And they went 0-5-2 in those games. In the rest of their games, they went 8-1-1. So they were very strong against lower-ranked competition. But against the top competition of the state, they had their struggles. So right now they're starting out this tournament hoping to get back to the top. Last year they went all the way to the Final Four before losing to the eventual state champion Natick. And now here they are facing a Brockton team that's riding an upset win over number 30 Peabody Veterans in the play-in round. The Boxers got a 2-1 victory in their play-in round contest to make their way there. Kind of mirrors what happened for Brookline last year. Last year, they were facing a Chelmsford squad in the round of 32 that also got an upset win over Newton South. In that game, the Warriors ended up getting a blowout 10-0 victory over Chelmsford to start their playoff run. And we'll see if Brookline is able to have a strong performance as well today. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of a game that's taking place later this evening between 14th seeded Braintree and 19th seeded Belmont. If Brookline wins, they will play at home. If Brockton wins, they will play on the road. And it could be interesting for Brookline if there's no upsets between these two games, as Braintree, the only team outside of the top 7 that defeated Brookline during the regular season. That could also, funnily enough, mirror last year's playoff run, as last year in the round of 16, Brookline took on a Needham team that was lower in the power rankings but did defeat Brookline in the regular season. Brookline ended up besting Needham in the playoffs when it mattered most with a 4-0 victory. So, you know, we're seeing some parallels, and Brookline would certainly like the results to parallel last year, at least up until the Final Four. It's the start of a new playoff run here at Parsons Field. Brookline versus Brockton. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Soccer. Breeze gets around the last one, charging and shot, scores! A big chance for Gallivan, turns around, shot blocked by Kesselman. Kimbrough sending one forward for Vianello. Vianello charging in, Vianello scores! All right. About 4 minutes out from getting this one started. So let's read out some rosters for the teams coming into today. We'll start with the 35th seeded Brockton Boxers. Going in order of jersey number 4, Brockton. First off, we have a sophomore number 1, Marlis Wagner. Next, a sophomore number 2, Callie Podolski. A sophomore number 3, Anna Engeroge. A senior number 5, Sophia Mitchell. A junior number 6, Annabella Cheatham. A freshman number 7, Kaylee Pina. A sophomore number 8, Gianna Reynoso. A junior number 9, Soraya Hubeni. A junior number 10, Hannah Vega. A senior number 11, Nicole DiPaolo. A sophomore number 12, Amaya Mosley. A freshman number 13, Emily Chismer. A sophomore number 14, Layla Rivera. A junior number 15, Antonetta Dolan. A senior number 16, Alyssa Da Silva Roballo. A junior number 17, Courtney Miller. A freshman number 18, Amira Miranda. A junior number 19, Madison Pina. A freshman number 21, Sophia Timmons. A junior number 22, Alize Andrade. And a junior goalie, Campbell Miller. Head coach of the Brockton High girls soccer team is Rolando Lopes. That's the roster for Brockton. Now let's take a look at the postseason roster for the hosting third-seeded Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number, first off, we have a sophomore number 1, Hannah Greer. A junior number 3, who had 2 assists this season, Elin Lindgren Palm. A senior number 4, Ashley Cherwin. A freshman called up from the JV squad, number 5, Nev Kesselman. A sophomore with 2 goals this season, number 6, Paige Hammond. A junior with 1 goal this season, number 7, Amalia Lindgren Palm. A sophomore with 1 assist, number 8, Juliana Siegel. A senior captain with 7 goals and 1 assist, number 9, McKenna Hammond. A senior with 2 assists, number 11, Nora Shue. A sophomore, number 12, Jamison McGee. A junior with 1 goal and 3 assists, number 13, Julia Vianello. A junior with 1 goal and 2 assists, number 29, Mirabelle Kesselman. A senior, number 15, Babette Hall. A sophomore, number 16, Haley Ament. A senior with 1 assist, number 17, Greta Radke. A senior captain with 5 goals and 4 assists, number 18, Anna Leshley. A junior with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 19, Jada Kimbrough. A junior, number 20, Priscilla Hill. A junior with 3 goals, number 21, Lila Cannon. A junior, number 22, Eva Berkson. A senior captain with 3 goals and 2 assists. And a freshman called up from the freshman team, number 00, Sadie Sawada. Head coach of the Brookline High girls soccer team is Ben Peters.
Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your support and appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA school or security official. And now the starting lineup for the visiting boxers, who are coached by Rolando Lopez and assisted by Melanie Sheehan. Senior captain number 16, Lisa De Silva Raballo. Senior captain number 11, Nicole DePaulo. Junior captain number 17, Campbell Miller. Sophomore captain number 1, Marlise Wagner. Junior number 6, Annabella Cheatham. Junior number 15, Antonetta Dolan. Junior number 10, Hannah Vega. Sophomore number 12, Amaya Mosley. Sophomore number 8, Gianna Reynoso. Sophomore number 14, Layla Rivera. And attending that today for the Boxers is junior Courtney Miller. And now the starting lineup for your Brookline Warriors. The Warriors are coached by Ben Peters, assisted by Owen Jones and Sarah Schuster. Senior captain number 26, Sydney Freeze. Senior captain number 23, Elena Chernichev. Senior captain number 9, McKenna Hammond. Senior captain number 18, Anna Resley. Senior number 15, Babette Hall. Junior number 3, Elin Lindgren-Pond. Junior number 15, Julia Vanello. Junior number 14, Maribel Kesselman. Sophomore number 12, Jameson McGee. Sophomore number 6, Paige Hammond. And attending net for the Warriors tonight is senior number 38, Julia Cherwin. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank you for your service. And now we invite everybody to direct their attention to the scoreboard area for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, that was the starting lineups and national anthem. We'll soon be getting this one underway here between Brookline and Brockton in the MIAA round of 32. I read out some of the season stats for the Brookline players when reading out the full roster. But what's interesting is we've actually got a few players on the cusp of some career milestones. Anna Leshley, number 18 for Brookline, is just 1 goal away from reaching 30 career goals, while Sydney Freeze and McKenna Hammond are each 1 goal away from 20 career goals. So there's a good chance we're going to see some milestones reached here today, folks. So be on the lookout for that. And, you know, speaking of those 3 players, McKenna Hammond, Anna Leshley, and Sydney Freeze, it is kind of funny that with their jersey numbers this year, they're literally 1 off from being in a perfect pattern. McKenna Hammond is number 9, Anna Leshley 18, Sydney Freeze 26. If Sydney Freeze was number 27, they'd all be multiples of 9, and they'd be perfectly in sequence. All right, here we go. First half, 40 minutes on the clock. Looks like Brockton is going to start us off playing from the right while Brookline plays from our left. Number 8, Gianna Reynoso gets us started, and we're underway here in the round of 32. The long kick. Elin Lindgren Palm struggled to corral it. Now a crosser pass to the middle. Dangerous chance early for Brockton, but they just lose control of that pass through the middle, and it's going to be chased down by Julia Vianello and cleared out. But it's blocked by number 14, Layla Rivera. Couple passes toward the middle, cut off by Anna Leshley. Tries to send one forward, blocked by number 12, Amaya Mosley. Now an interception by Velena Chernichev. Pass it up to Sydney Freeze, who touches it to the outside to Elin Lindgren Palm. Sends one forward. Anna Leshley taking off with it already. Anna Leshley charging in. Could it happen already? Yes! Anna Leshley with the first playoff goal of 2024 and mark career goal number 30 for the senior co-captain. The scoreboard clock hadn't even started. Oh my gosh, within the first minute, I was so shocked by that whole thing. But Anna Leshley off the assist from Elin Lindgren Palm, and now a rush to the net by Brockton is stopped by Julia Cherwin. I marked the potential milestone for... You know, I marked the potential milestone before we started. I didn't think we were going to see a milestone reached this quickly as Paige Hammond knocks that one away. Can't quite get out the sideline. That will be a corner kick for Brockton. But that is career goal number 30 for Anna Leshley as Brookline takes the early 1-0 lead. Corner kick flies in a little far back. It's knocked down. Brookline struggling a bit to clear it out, but now Sydney Freeze gets it out of there. As that one is going to roll out of bounds, it'll be Brockton ball. Throw in, bouncing along. Babette Hall chases it down and kicks it out of bounds. It'll stay Brockton ball. Spending a surprising amount of time in the Brookline end of the field given the seedings of these two teams, but Brookline already with the lead, surprisingly, as this one kicked up in the air by Mirabelle Kesselman, headed down, recovered by Velena Chernichev, pass ahead to McKenna Hammond. Her kick is blocked, chased down by Hall, passed back to Cherwin. Cherwin gives it over to Kesselman. Kesselman slips and falls, and it's a takeaway by Reynoso. But Kesselman stays with her, blocks it out of bounds. That'll be another corner kick. Go, 1-0 the Brookline lead off the first minute goal from Anna Leshley, assisted by Elin Lindgren Palm. As this kick flies in, headed away by Leshley. Right back to number 1, taps it forward, and blocked by Elin Lindgren Palm, and Babette Hall gets the favorable deflection out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick. as they set up for the goal kick. Let's see if we can take a quick look at the replay of that goal by Anna Leshley. Great leading pass from Elin Lindgren-Palm. The Brockton back line has been playing up very aggressively to try and win the possession game against Brookline. And in terms of winning the possession game, it's been working. But in terms of trying to get the lead, it has not been working, as that one deflects out of bounds, and Brookline is now in the offensive end. Lindgren-Palm throws it into Hammond. Hammond's pass deflected, recovered by Chernychev, gives it to Leshley. Leshley stopped as she was trying to dribble through, taken away by the Boxers. Pass to the outside. A kick forward, knocked away by Kesselman. They were trying to lead for number 11, Nicole DiPaolo. Chernychev sends a pass back to Jamie McGee, number 12, across to Kesselman now, up the middle, looking for Leshley. Hard collision. Leshley still manages to get the ball over to Chernychev. Knocked away from Chernychev, but she takes it back. Chernychev passes back to Kesselman. Kesselman's kick blocked by Reynoso, recovered by DiPaolo, touches it back, just barely disrupted by Paige Hammond, and it gets over to Julia Vianello, who kicks it upfield. McKenna Hammond trying to race after it. It's lost out of bounds. Well covered by, I think, number 6, Annabella Cheatham. Vianello throws it in. Freeze passes it back to Kesselman. Kesselman kicks one towards the middle. Bouncing. It's kicked away by number 15, Antonetta Dolan. And now they're trying to lead one for DiPaolo. DiPaolo breaks through, gets to the ball. Now matched one-on-one with Hall. Waiting for reinforcements to come. She cuts towards the middle, deflected away by Hall, and Leshley swoops in and recovers the loose ball. Leshley passes across to Paige Hammond. Now up to Chernychev. Chernychev sends it across to an open Leshley. Leshley avoids the pressure from Reynoso, goes back to Kesselman, back up to Leshley. Leshley turning around, sends it forward to Chernychev. Chernychev back over to Leshley. Leshley sending one up the edge for Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm sends it across for Freeze. Freeze shoots, scores! Sydney Freeze. We've got another milestone here in the opening minutes of this contest as Sydney Freeze puts home career goal number 20. And who else on the assist but Elin Lindgren-Palm, who's got 2 already today, matching her career total coming into this game. What a day Elin Lindgren-Palm is having out there, and how about the captains both scoring here in the opening minutes. 2-0, the Brookline lead off goals from Anna Leshley and Sydney Freeze, both assisted by Elin Lindgren-Palm.
Brookline goal. Senior number 26, Sydney Freeze.
That one kicked out of bounds by Kesselman. And we've got a timeout called by Brockton as Brookline, despite spending a surprising amount of time in their own end in the opening minutes of this game, they've gotten out to a pretty dominant start. 2-0 the lead for the Warriors. And we got some notes in the live chat already from Priscilla Hill saying, let's go Brookline, and from MH Paget saying, nice goal, Leshley. I mentioned the potential milestones before the game, and we've already got 2 milestones. Anna Leshley with career goal number 30, and Sydney Freeze with career goal number 20. For context, Anna Leshley is the first player I've seen personally, just in my 5 years covering this team, the first player I've seen reach 30 career goals, and Sydney Freeze is the 3rd player to reach 20 career goals after Amra Ukamadou and Anna Leshley. We got some fans having fun here at Parsons Field. But while it's the seniors that have been scoring, let's not undervalue the great game that Elin Lindgren Palm is having playing along the wing today. 2 assists already for number 3 as she connected well on a leading pass to Anna Leshley on the first one. And then the second one, she ended up receiving a leading pass from Leshley that set her up to pass it across to Freeze. And now another wide open chance. Julia Vianello. Crosser. Hammond. Scores! Right out of the timeout. We've got another goal and yet another milestone. McKenna Hammond joins her fellow co-captain Sydney Freeze with her 20th career goal. This time the goal assisted by Julia Vianello as she was left all alone on the near side. And McKenna Hammond able to charge in and knock that one home. Less than 10 minutes into this one, Brookline's got a 3-0 lead already. So McKenna Hammond off the assist from Julia Vianello makes it a 3-score game in favor of the Warriors. Sherwin now sends it out to McGee, up to Chernychev. Chernychev bringing it up. Pass forward. Leshley now dribbling, pass over, Freeze dribbling in, Freeze trying to do it again, pass across Leshley, knocks it over to Vianello, and Vianello puts it in! Julia Vianello, who assisted on Brookline's 3rd goal, now puts in their 4th. Let's take a look at that play again as Brookline just moving the ball at will at this point. Freeze moved around, sent a pass over to Leshley. Leshley got a nice, kind of dropped into a split to get that assist. So goal number 3 was McKenna Hammond assisted by Julia Vianello. Goal number 4, Julia Vianello assisted by Anna Leshley. What a scoring frenzy for Brookline already. They are looking like they are well on their way to a similar kind of scoring pace that they had last year, perhaps even better. Like, they didn't get 4 goals this quickly in the Chelmsford game last year. This is insane. This rate of scoring, it feels more like a lacrosse game than a soccer game the way it's been going. 4-0, the Brookline lead as Brockton loses that one out of bounds. Lindgren Palm throw in blocked, but it's intercepted back by Leshley. Leshley is now taking off with it. Leshley's got speed down the edge. Leshley's got some room into the box, and it's knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say last touched by Leshley. That will be a goal kick for Brockton. So, to recap so far, our first goal was Anna Leshley, assisted by Elin Lindgren Palm. Second goal, Sydney Freeze, again assisted by Lindgren Palm. Third goal, McKenna Hammond, assisted by Julia Vianello. Fourth goal was Vianello herself, assisted by Leshley. So 4-0, the Brookline lead here in the first half. Kesselman's kick blocked by Reynoso. As that one is going to go out of bounds and be Brookline ball. Throw in goes to McKenna Hammond. Kick deflects back to Kesselman. Kick deflects again. Kesselman pops it up in the air. Headed down, recovered by McKenna Hammond. Her pass deflects all the way back to number 15, Dolan. Dolan kicks it upfield. Now recovered by Chernychev. Chernychev sends it over to Kesselman. Kesselman up to McKenna Hammond. Hammond sends one looking for Vianello, and Vianello does push it through, but gets sandwiched by a pair of defenders. The attempted clear blocked by Vianello briefly, but Dolan recovers, passes it out to number 14, who passes it to the middle to number 17, Courtney Miller. Now a pass across to number 10, Hannah Vega. Vega sending it forward, and now a race for the ball. McGee boxing out, hits it away, and that is going to draw a corner kick for Brockton. This kick flies in off the head of Courtney Miller, but high. Brockton actually had a bit of a chance there, but the header just flies high. You know, I'm running out of ways to say just how dominant Brookline has been early in this one. A 4-0 advantage here in the round of 32 as Cherwin launches this goal kick. Deflects, recovered by Freeze. Freeze passes it back to Kesselman, who sends it upfield. McKenna Hammond has got it. Hammond couldn't break through, stopped there by Dolan, who clears it away, taken by Kesselman. Kesselman over to Paige Hammond, who sends it back to Babette Hall. Hall lifts one out to Lindgren Palm, who kicks it back towards the middle. Collision for the ball, and it somehow winds up right at the feet of Freeze. Freeze turning around, sending one forward to Lindgren Palm, who slips and falls. Now a clear kick from number 12, Amaya Mosley. Goes out of bounds, deflected, I believe, by Lindgren Palm. It'll be a throw-in for Brockton. Battling along the far side. Freeze trying to keep it in bounds. It's knocked out by Brockton. Brookline ball. So, throw-in coming for the Warriors. And it's chased down by the Boxers. Kept in bounds. Attempted clear kick. Deflects. Finds a Brockton player that I believe is DePaulo. DePaulo pass for Reynoso. Reynoso stolen away by Vianello. Pass to Leshley, back to Vianello. Vianello looking, sends one forward. Sydney Freeze taking off, and the goalie, Campbell Miller, comes out to the edge of the box to pick that one up. A nice idea, just an eensy bit too far. This one deflects over to Vianello once again. She passes back to Kesselman. Kesselman to the middle to Chernychev. Sends it back to Hall. Hall. Cross Kesselman. Kesselman met by Reynoso. Opts to go back to Cherwin. Cherwin over to Hall. Hall boots this one for Leshley. Leaves it for Hammond. And we've got an offsides call on Leshley, I think. Either Leshley or Freeze, as one of them was past the defense and the ball there. Or maybe they're saying McKenna Hammond came back for it. Excuse me. Dolan kicks this one off the head of Chernychev. Chased down by Reynoso. Vianello knocks it out of bounds. Pardon me. Chernychev sends it back to McGee. Pass upfield too far, going to roll out of bounds. "4-0, the Brookline lead over Brockton here in the first half, as this one deflects back to Hall. Hall swings it over to Kesselman. Back to Sherwin. Sherwin over to Kesselman. Kesselman's kick deflects but goes right to Leshley. Leshley passes it back to McGee. McGee up to Freeze, back to Chernychev. Chernychev sends one forward. McKenna Hammond takes it, knocked away from her, but back to Chernychev. Chernychev lifts one across to an open Vianello waiting for the ball. Vianello charging in, trying to gain the edge. Tries another crosser. Leshley right there, but it's blocked. Oh, but can they keep it out? It is tapped in by either Freeze or Leshley. Somebody scored that. I'm going to need to have a look at the replay on that one to see who got that one across the line. You can see the initial try from Leshley was blocked. Freeze came in and tapped it, but I'm not sure if it went over the goal line first. That's one I'm going to have to take a look back at the replay or see what the official Instagram post says. It's either Leshley from Vianello or it's Freeze from Leshley, one of the two. Either way, it's a 5-0 score in favor of Brookline as Leshley slides this one over to Vianello, back to Kesselman, up to Chernychev. Chernychev dribbles around one, taps one forward for Freeze. Freeze taking off, sends it forward for Vianello, offsides. The free kick from Brockton flies towards midfield to Vega, past the outside. Now a kick forward, stopped by McGee. Recovered by Chernychev, spins away from a couple defenders. Pass across to Paige Hammond, now back to Kesselman. Kesselman sends it forward, kicked away, out of bounds by Dolan. That pass intended for Freeze. And we've now got some subs starting to check in for Brookline. Sydney Freeze and McKenna Hammond check out as in comes number 19, Jada Kimbrough, and number 7, Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Kimbrough last year got her first career varsity goals in the round of 32 win over Chelmsford. She had 1 goal and 1 assist during this regular season as we've got a bit of a stoppage here. The official checking on Kesselman really quick. Make sure it's not a head injury. And she is cleared. Brockton throw in. Corralled by number 16, Lissa Da Silva Raballo. Raballo. Pass to DePaulo. DePaulo kicks it across. Looking for Vega. Vega fighting through. Pass forward. Finds Raballo. Saved by Sherwin. First really good look at the net for Brockton, and Julia Sherwin withstands that early test. As this pass goes back to Chernychev now. Now back to Hall and across to McGee. Up the line for Elin Lindgren-Palm, knocked away, taken back. Courtney Miller with the ball. Slide tackle by Leshley, knocks it away, and it's recovered by Kimbrough. Kimbrough's pass intercepted now by, I think, number 9, Soraya Hubeni. Hubeni kicks across her to the middle, finds DePaulo. DePaulo Turning around, looking, pass to Courtney Miller. Miller tries a shot. Miller missed it wide. 5-0 remains the score in favor of Brookline here. As this one kicked up. Couple deflections, and Kimbrough pushes it forward, recovered by Dolan. Dolan's kick disrupted by Kimbrough. Deflects into open space. Corralled and blocked by Amalia Lindgren-Palm, but now a clear kick intercepted by Chernychev. Chernychev looking around. Passes forward to Elin Lindgren-Palm, who sends it forward for Amalia. Amalia couldn't dribble through the defense and is blocked by, I believe, Mosley. It's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball, so we get another pair of subs checking in. For Brookline, I believe that's number 11, Nora Shu, coming in place of Lindgren-Palm. Number 17, Greta Radke, coming on in place of Vianello. Throw in here, Leshley fighting for it. It's kicked away by the Boxers. They get it upfield to DePaulo. DePaulo dribbling up with it. Dribbling around, looking, gets a pass over to Courtney Miller. Miller tried a touch pass, but nobody there. It's taken easily by Shu. Clear kick blocked by number 1, Marlis Wagner. Deflects back and forth, now corralled by Leshley. Leshley dribbling, taking off with it. Leshley passes forward, Kimbrough. Kimbrough battling. Kimbrough, a shot saved by Miller. Campbell Miller with the save and now punts it away. Stolen by Chernychev, but knocked loose by Vega. Vega pass kicked away by Hall. Leshley taps it back to Paige Hammond. Now up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbling, turns around, gives it over to Radke, mistimes it, and it's going to roll out of bounds. So now a throw in for Brockton. Goes off ahead. Deflects down. DePaulo. Dribbling up with it. DePaulo. 1-on-3 here. Stops. Waiting for reinforcements. Passes for Vega. This pass blocked and cleared away by Hall. Now this one headed away by the defense. Kicked up field. Knocked back by Kesselman. Gets to Paige Hammond. Hammond sends one up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough swarmed by white jerseys, taken away by Wagner. Wagner pass up to Raballo. Raballo gives to Vega. Vega blocked on that pass by McGee. Now Shu sends this one up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough passes back to McGee. McGee winds and kicks this one way upfield. Going to be an easy chase down for the Brockton defense, but clear kick blocked by Shu. Loose ball now recovered by Leshley. She gets tripped up, and that draws a foul, as I think more subs are going to come in for Brookline here off this dead ball. Or maybe not. I guess not on the free kick. Kesselman kicks it towards the box. Downed by Leshley, no offsides. Leslie a shot, and Leshley scores again. That's either 2 or 3 goals for Leshley today. This one off an assist from Mirabel Kesselman. So Leshley with another goal. Kesselman with her first assist of the day. And I believe we had some more subs checking in after that goal. I see number 21, Lila Cannon, and number 22, Eva Berkson, and number 4, Ashley Sherwin coming in the midfield. They seem to have replaced Anna Leshley, Valena Chernychev, and Paige Hammond. So Brookline has subbed out their entire striker line and their entire midfield so far, as they now lead by 6 here in the first half. Throw in is lost out of bounds by Brockton. Brookline takes it back. So if that was Leshley's third goal today, again, there was that one play where I wasn't sure whether it was Leshley or Fries who scored, but if that was a goal by Leshley, then that would be her third today, which would mark her second straight postseason with a hat trick, as she scored 3 against Needham in the round of 16 last year. This one's stolen by Amalia Lindgren-Palm, goes back to Kesselman, pass misses Radke, out of bounds. Throw in from Hubeni, deflects into open space. Amalia Lindgren-Palm takes it, passes it back to Hall. Hall pressured by DePaulo, passes it back to Julia Cherwin. Now lifts it over to Kesselman. Kesselman's kick blocked by Reynoso. Reynoso now tries to get one through, but it's kicked away by Ashley Cherwin. Kicked away by Dolan. Taken by Berkson. Kicked up in the air by Hubeni. And downed by Cannon. Now kicked away by Hubeni again. Gets away from DePaulo, and it's going to be chased down by McGee. McGee sends one upfield. It's blocked by, I want to say, number 6, Annabella Cheatham. Now sent upfield. It's going to be chased down by Hall, and Hall's just going to kick it out of bounds. So Brookline well on their way to another round of 32 blowout. Currently leading 6-0 here in the first half. This throw-in deflected. And Kimbrough off and dribbling with it. Stops, turns around. Her pass blocked and intercepted by Miller. Miller past Reynoso, back to Miller. Miller walled off by Kesselman. Recovered now by Mosley. Mosley, kick stopped by Hall, goes up to Ashley Cherwin. Across to Berkson. Berkson sends it up to Cannon. Cannon pass back. Hall. Hall walking up with it. Hall lost her footing but recovers the ball. Now takes off with it again, kicks it upfield. Again, just a slight miscommunication with Radke as that one flies out of bounds. Throw in is knocked loose, taken by Kesselman. Kesselman fighting along the sideline, rolls out of bounds. Brookline ball, throw in. Kicked away by Dolan. Bouncing into open space, taken by Cannon, but too many white jerseys in there, knocked loose, recovered by Courtney Miller. Disrupted by Cannon, but goes back to Wagner, who lifts it up to Vega. Vega pass out to Mosley, kicked up field. Hall knocks it back, but right to Vega. Vega trying to take off with it, but McGee cuts her off. And it's out of bounds, goal kick. Pass out to the near side, Radke. Back. Upfield, gets to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, given over to Cannon. Cannon back to Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm sending one forward, looking for Kimbrough. Deflects, but she chases it down. Kimbrough trying to gain the edge, but disrupted by, I think, Hubeni. Attempted clear, deflected by Radke, and she manages to push it back to Berkson. Berkson gives it back out to Radke. Radke sends it forward to Kimbrough. Kimbrough in the corner, knocked away, cleared out by Brockton, up to Reynoso. Reynoso. Her kick knocked out of bounds by Radke. Brockton ball. Throw in. Deflects out of bounds. Throw in here. It's corralled by DePaulo. Pass out to Miller and across to Mosley. Mosley runs out of room on the far side, but they're going to say it was knocked out by the Brookline defense, so it'll stay Brockton ball. Throw in, kicked away. Now kicked away again by Cannon. Taken by Wagner. Wagner's kick blocked by Radke. Recovered by Lindgren-Palm. Pass across, hard hit from behind is going to draw the foul call. So a free kick for Brookline, a little less than 10 minutes left in the half. Long kick up from Kesselman, and they're going to call Kimbrough offsides. She got a step around the defender before the ball got to her, and they call her for the offsides there. Free kick goes up to Vega. Vega sends it up the line. Dribbling with it now, I think, is Roballo. Her kick blocked by Shu. And that's going to be lost out of bounds. That'll be a Brockton goal kick. They go for a quick pass. And now a shot stopped by Julia Cherwin. Might have been trying for a crosser pass from that angle, but either way, Cherwin gets in front of the ball and stops that push altogether. Punt recovered by Cannon. Pass back Berkson. Up to Kimbrough. Up to Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm outside Cannon. Cannon surveying her options. Opts to go down the sideline. Now a crosser towards the box. Kimbrough got a kickoff. And that was knocked out of bounds. Not sure, but I think this might be a Brookline corner. It's a bit hard for me to see the corner from my vantage point, but it's going to be Nora Shu kicking this one in. This one flies in wide outside of the net. That'll be a goal kick. About 7.5 to go according to the scoreboard clock. Of course, it's the officials who will tell us when the half is, regardless of what the scoreboard says, as it will be frozen with about 2 minutes to go. Bounces back to Hall. Hall boots one high in the air, downed by Cheatham. Recovered now by Mosley. Attempted kick knocked out of bounds off of Brookline. It'll be Brockton ball. Throw in here. Gets tapped to the middle. It's Cannon. Pass back Kesselman. Kesselman dribbling. Passes up to Berkson. Berkson sends one across. Kimbrough racing after it, and a slide tackle knocks it away, and they call the foul on Kimbrough there, as she kind of went tumbling hard over Cheatham. But, you know, while initially it might seem like, wait a minute, Cheatham tripped Kimbrough, how can you call the foul on Kimbrough? The simple fact is Cheatham got the inside leverage towards the ball, and the general rule of thumb is if a player's got inside leverage towards the ball and the other player hits her, that's a foul on the other player because the first player had, you know, the better chance to hit the ball. And right now, Annabella Cheatham's still down on the turf, and we certainly hope she is okay. I always say, no matter who you're rooting for, you never root for an injury. Scoreboard clock reads 6 minutes, 17 seconds. As the teams are going to go into an injury timeout. (6-0), the Brookline lead here in the first half. Scoring so far, we've had 1 goal each from Julia Vianello and McKenna Hammond. And we've had some combination of 4 goals between Anna Leshley and Sydney Freeze. Either 2 goals from each of them or 3 from Leshley and 1 from Freeze. Again, I'm going to have to go back and check with that one strange goal that kind of slowly rolled towards the goal line and might have been knocked in, but we're not sure. Cheatham is back on her feet. She's being helped off the field. I mean, glad to see that she's up and walking, but you'd certainly prefer to see her walking under her own power. That would certainly be a better sign, but, you know, like I said, you know, we certainly hope for the best, and unfortunately from this distance all we can do is speculate, but we hope that young lady's okay. So it is going to be a free kick for Brockton off of the foul. As this one is just going to roll out of bounds, as we've got another substitution who's checked in for Brookline. Number 1, Hannah Greer into the game, replacing Jamie McGee. Ashley Cherwin passes it outside to Shue. Shue back to Cherwin. Across now to Berkson. Berkson over to Kesselman. Kesselman back up to Berkson. Berkson sends it over to an open Radke. Radke met at the ball, trying to recover it, and it's kicked out of bounds. It will be Brookline ball. Throw in, hard hit in the back, but play keeps on. Bouncing around, Berkson pass for Cannon. Cannon walled off, and it's cleared out of the box. Radke kicks it back towards Lindgren Palm, but she's boxed out, and the ball is cleared away. Back forward by Cherwin to Cannon. Knocked loose by Raballo, cleared away by Dolan. Downed by Berkson. Miller had it for a second, and it's knocked out of bounds by Berkson. So the Brookline backups were able to push forward with that one, but unable to score. Throw-in goes off the head of Kesselman and out of bounds. This throw-in off the shoulder of Cannon, out of bounds. Another throw-in. Downed this time by DePaulo. DePaulo sending one forward for Raballo. Raballo battling with Kesselman, and Kesselman takes it away, clears it. Deflected down. Reynoso tried to get a foot on it, but it's taken away by Berkson. Berkson's pass intercepted by Miller. Courtney Miller dribbling up, fires one, blocked, but it deflects forward, and Sherwin slides to fall on it to keep it away from a crashing Raballo. Sherwin punts it off ahead. It goes to, I think, Vega. Pass to the middle, intercepted by Brookline, but the clear is intercepted back by Wagner. Pass out to the near side, race to the ball, lost out of bounds. Brockton ball. Throw in. Deflects over to Lindgren Palm, back to Berkson, back to Hall. Upfield, bounces past one, kicked away by Dolan. Berkson trying to control it. Kicks it upfield. Hubeni trying to cut it off. Lindgren Palm fighting for it. Passes back to Berkson. Back to Hall. Hall's kick blocked, stolen away. Raballo on a bit of a breakaway here. One-on-one with Greer, sends a pass across. A shot's not saved. And Brockton gets on the board off a goal from, I want to say, Hannah Vega. Assisted by Alyssa Da Silva Raballo. So it's a 6-1 game. The shutout is gone. So in one way, it's not going to mirror.
By number 10, Hannah Vega, assisted by number 18, Amira Miranda.
So Vega from Roballo on that one makes it 6-1. And so in one way, this will not mirror the Chelmsford game from last year. It will not be a shutout. Lila Cannon fires one, and it curves wide of the net. Scoreboard clock now frozen at 2 minutes to represent stoppage time. So when we hear 2 whistles from the officials, that will mark halftime. 6-1 is the Brookline lead here. As Brockton takes the ball away, kick upfield is blocked by Hall. Up to Cannon, now back to Kesselman. Kesselman dribbles up, pass, does get up to Lindgren Palm, but too much disruption there, it's kicked away. Now Reynoso gives it. It's given back to Reynoso. Gets around one. Reynoso pass. Gets to Raballo. Raballo pass up to DePaulo. Knocked loose. Cleared away by Kesselman. Recovered by Vega. Pass now taken by Greer. Greer kicks one way upfield. And there's the double whistle for halftime. Our score at half, the Brookline High Warriors 6, the Brockton High Boxers 1.
At the end of the first period of play, first half of play, the Warriors lead the Boxers 6-1.
An absolute score fest for Brookline in that first half as we take one last look at the replay of the last goal of the first half scored by Brookline. That one scored by Anna Leshley. That was either her second or her third. Not entirely sure. But what I do know is we are at halftime. And during this halftime break, I'd like to direct your attention to the description section of this video, where you can find a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And all that information is down in the description section down below. Well, that's going to do it for the first half. From Parsons Field, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I will be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of today's MIAA Division I State Tournament Girls Soccer Round of 32 between third-seeded Brookline and 35th-seeded Brockton. Brookline has brought the starters back out onto the field to start the second half after a commanding first half that saw them go up 6-1. There was one slight discrepancy on one of the goal marks, so I'm a little uncertain on some of my stat counts, but we'll figure them out as we go as Brookline starts with the ball to start the second half. Long kick up by Velena Chernychev is knocked away by Brockton, recovered by Anna Leshley, who had some combination of 4 points in the first half, either 2 goals and 2 assists or 3 goals and 1 assist. Not entirely sure, but either way, a very productive first half for the Brookline senior co-captain, and she did register her 30th career goal as her fellow co-captains Sydney Freeze and McKenna Hammond got their 20th each. Julia Vianello dribbling up the far sideline, passing to a wide-open McKenna Hammond, fires a shot, saved by Campbell Miller. Might have been able to dribble in a little closer as she was wide open. Brockton's defense has just had real trouble keeping up with Brookline's starters once they go on the attack, as that one is knocked out of bounds by Chernychev. So a Brockton throw-in goes off the head of Chernychev, out of bounds once again. Still out for Brockton is number 6, Annabella Cheatham, who left the first half with an injury. You know, hope she's okay long term, as this one is recovered by Marlis Wagner, disrupted by Leshley, and Freeze swoops in and takes it away. Pass back, disrupted by Hannah Vega, and it's ultimately kicked upfield by Marlis Wagner. Goes down to Brookline's keeper as they've got a new player between the pipes here in the second half. That is number 37, Chloe Price, in net for Brookline, as they are pretty comfortably ahead at 6-1. Getting the young Price, who is right now the heir apparent to Cherwin once Julia Cherwin graduates at the end of this school year. Throw-in is knocked back out of bounds by Elin Lindgren-Palm, who had 2 assists in the first half, her first career playoff assists, and doubled up her career total for assists so far. This one kicked away by Chernychev. Battling for the ball. McKenna Hammond coming out with it. McKenna Hammond rushing 2-on-1 with Freeze on her left. Just trying to dribble with it, and it's knocked away by number 15, Antonetta Dolan. Brookline still controlling it. Chernychev sends one forward. Vianello on her horse racing after it. Stops. Cuts back, cuts around the defender, cuts around another. Vianello charging in, extra pass is stopped by Miller. Vianello had an option for a pass or a shot from the limited angle. She decided to go for the shot, and credit to Campbell Miller. She read that one well. At least I think that's Campbell Miller. Campbell Miller was the only one on the Brockton roster who was marked as a goalkeeper, but it might be somebody different. I'm not entirely sure. They might have also subbed out their keeper. Chernychev sends one up to Freeze. Freeze taking off with speed into the box. Freeze, crosser, just missed. Just skipped off the foot of McKenna Hammond, not able to get a shot off that time, as this one bounces all the way back to Mirabelle Kesselman, who gives it over to Jamie McGee. Sends it back to Price. Price back out to Kesselman. Now up to Paige Hammond. Give and go back to Paige Hammond. Sends it upfield. Finds Vianello. Vianello, pass across for Leshley. Leshley got a breakaway chance. Leshley just taking off with speed. Leshley, shot deflected over the bar. What a save by the Brockton keeper. That looks like a guaranteed score there, but that's the second time that a Brockton keeper has stopped Leshley at point blank. The first one eventually dribbled in either by itself or knocked in by Freeze. That's the goal I'm not sure about. But this time it floats all the way over the crossbar. It's going to be a corner kick for Brookline. I can't quite see who is sending in this corner kick. Flies in, header, and Anna Leshley off the assist from McKenna Hammond. Now definitely has at least a hat trick. Those used to be her signature type of goals back when she first started out. And now she's got either 3 or 4. So McKenna Hammond gets what I think might be her first postseason assist of her career. I'm not entirely, or no, she had, I think she had a playoff assist last year. Yeah, last year in the Final Four, I think she had one. So that's not her first. Strike that from the record. But Anna Leshley putting on a show here. She's got either 3 or 4 goals and either 1 or 2 assists, as Brookline now leads 7-1. This one gets knocked back to Courtney Miller, tries a long shot, and it's caught out of the air by Price. Price rolls it in to McGee. McGee back to Price. Price pass up the middle, intercepted by Courtney Miller. And Miller just going to try a shot, saved by Price. You know, the one thing that I hope Brookline doesn't do, and I remember saying this during the Chelmsford game last year, I hope they don't develop any bad habits from playing against a lower level opponent, as their defense has looked passive at points today. Corner kick flies in, headed out of the box. And it's knocked away now by Freeze. Freeze pass up for McKenna Hammond, couldn't quite corral it. Out of bounds, knocked away by Brockton, they say, so it'll be a Brookline throw-in. Or no, they overturned it. It is a Brockton throw-in. Lila Cannon checks in for the Warriors. This pass intercepted by McGee. Pass up to Chernychev, back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm lifts one over to an open Leshley. Leshley walking it up, surveying her options, tries a kick. It's blocked by Dolan, recovered by Wagner. Wagner kicks it upfield, and that's going to roll out of bounds. I know we can expect more Brookline subs to check in as this half marches on. Throw in here is tapped back, kicked up by, I think, Babette Hall, but taken away by Brockton, now intercepted by, I think, Vianello, given to Leshley, back to Kesselman, back to Hall. Hall stopped, and it's taken away, and now Brockton racing on the counter. A pass from Raballo, and now disrupted by Kesselman was DePaulo. DePaulo pass back Miller. Slide tackle by Leshley. Knocks it upfield. Freeze with the ball. Taps a pass over to Chernychev. Chernychev up to Hammond. Cross to Leshley. Leshley forward, blocked by Dolan and kicked away. And that's going to be an offsides called as Brockton's strikers didn't get back fast enough. Or no, they didn't call offsides. They just kind of let that one go. McGee now gives it to Chernychev. Chernychev to Leshley. Leshley over to Kesselman. Kesselman's pass blocked by Wagner, but recovered by Cannon. Pass across. Chernychev trying to recover it, but too many white jerseys in there, and Miller passes it up to Vega. Vega, the lone goal scorer for Brockton in the first half, passes it out to Miller. Miller's kick blocked by Hall, and that's going to be another Brockton corner. We got some shout-outs to Chloe Price in the live chat from Lucy Blanchard from Maryland and from Tom Rinker. Corner kick coming. Bouncing along. And the clear deflects off of Brockton out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for Brookline. This goal kick blocked by Vega, but recovered by Chernychev. Chernychev boots one upfield. Stopped by Dolan, but it's going to roll out of bounds and be a Brookline throw-in. .29 minutes to go here in this one as throw-in is deflected out, stays Brookline ball. Remember, last year against Chelmsford, Brookline won 10-0. Currently, they're leading 7-1 as Leshley gets a pass over to Cannon. Now back to Chernychev with an opening. Chernychev winds and fires and misses it wide. Goal kick. Flies up to Vega, but it's taken away by Freeze. Freeze. Dribbling, trying to gain the edge. Stops, turns around, pass for Leshley. Leshley trying to cut around, pass. Deflected up in the air and kicked in. Anna Leshley again. How many goals is she going to have today? That's either 4 or 5. That one going to be unassisted as she knocked in the rebound off her own shot.
Brookline unassisted goal by number 18, senior captain Anna Leshley.
So that is either 4 or 5 goals for Anna Leshley today. Either way, an absurd performance from the senior co-captain. If that is, in fact, her 5th goal so far today, then she is now 1 away from career goal number 35 on the same day that she got career goal number 30, and that is insane. Freeze now taking off with it. Cutting towards the middle, pass over to Leshley, forward to Freeze. Freeze got too tangled up with the defenders, and it's cleared out. Chernychev recovers. Chernychev winds and fires and misses it wide. We got some subs checking in, and Anna Leshley and Velena Chernychev check out in favor of Eva Berkson and Ashley Cherwin. So I think that's going to be the end of the Anna Leshley scoring show here tonight, folks, as she finishes with either 4 goals and 2 assists or 5 goals and 1 assist, and I wish I could confirm one or the other, but that confirmation is going to have to wait until later. McKenna Hammond now breaking away with it. Tries a pass. Sydney Freeze blocked. Freeze puts it back in. Sydney Freeze. Off her own rebound. That will also be technically unassisted, I think. Might be an assist to McKenna. I'm not sure, but for now I'm going to say unassisted as the first shot was saved. But Sydney Freeze makes it 9-1 with what is either her second or third goal today. So 9-1, Brookline leads. So a lot of stats I'm going to have to check back later tonight, but Brookline now up to 9 goals as some more subs check in. Jada Kimbrough and Amalia Lindgren-Palm back into the game in place of Sydney Freeze and McKenna Hammond. So that's the end of the day for them as well. Foul was called on Brookline, so we're going to have a free kick chance for Brockton. Might be a scoring chance here for the Boxers. For Hannah Vega, who did score Brockton's lone goal in the first half. And this is a shot, and it's punched over the bar by Chloe Price. Chloe Price getting some play time here in the round of 32, and she's making the most of it. She's made a few nice plays in net today. This is going to draw a corner kick for Brockton. This one flies in, deflects down right at a Brockton player, but the defense smothers her and clears the ball out of the box. Chased down now by Brockton's number 22, but it's stolen away now by Lila Cannon. Cannon dribbling, turns around, pass, miscommunication there as that just goes into open space. It's ultimately taken by Vega, knocked loose by Ashley Cherwin, but not cleanly as they call the foul. Another free kick chance for Brockton. This one flying into the box off the head of, I think, Kesselman and out of bounds. And that's going to be another Brockton corner. This corner kick comes in, knocked away by Cannon, downed. Controlled by Brockton, another kick blocked again, I think, by Cannon. And now Dolan kicks it back the other way, taken off a couple hops by Price. Well, at this point, the results of the game is pretty much a foregone conclusion, but one curiosity that remains to be answered is, will Brookline reach double figures in their first playoff game for the second year in a row? They did defeat Chelmsford 10-0 last year in the round of 32. They are now 1 goal away from that 10-goal mark here, although not able to secure the shutout. And hard collision there, kicked away. McGee opts to send it back to Price, who sends it out to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Pass to Sherwin. Sherwin kicks it upfield, stopped but recovered by Amalia Lindgren-Palm, who sends it back. Now Hannah Greer sends it up the wing and hit from behind is going to be a foul called, as the only starter still in the game right now appears to be Julia Vianello, as well as the defensive starters. Mirabelle Kesselman is still out there. I think that might be it. Not sure if Jamie McGee is still out there. Kesselman with the free kick, and offside's called. Free kick flies all the way back to Hannah Greer, who passed it, intercepted, taken back by the Boxers. They work it down the far side. Kick towards the middle to Courtney Miller. Miller dribbling with it, trying to get around the defense, tries for a pass, but too far forward, and it's picked up by Price. 21.5 to go here in this round of 32 contest. Brookline leading 9-1. As Wagner kicks this one, intercepted by Amalia Lindgren-Palm, kicked upfield by Berkson, chased down by Dolan. Dolan kicks it away out to the far side. Now being taken up the sideline by, I think, Reynoso. Getting tangled up with Amalia Lindgren-Palm, as that one is going to go out of bounds. Stay Brockton ball. Throw in. And that one goes out of bounds again. Off the throw-in, it's controlled by Brockton, but that pass knocked away by Sherwin. Booted back by Dolan. Into the box, and everybody just kind of letting it go. Out of bounds for a goal kick. More subs coming in for Brookline, as I think the last three starters, Vianello, Kesselman, and Elin Lindgren-Palm, are going to check out. As in comes, I see Nora Shue on the near side wing. And it's getting dark. It's a little hard to see the jersey numbers, but I'm going to try and pick up these players as I can. Out on the far side, it is Greta Radke back into the game in place of Vianello. And then Babette Hall checks back in place of Kesselman. So one starter still in with Hall, as she's kind of rotating with Kesselman. This one cleared away by Dolan, but Shue takes it. Stops, knocked away by the defense. Kimbrough recovers. But now it's taken by Raballo. Raballo's pass to DePaulo, back to Miller. Miller for DePaulo, kicked away by Berkson. Now recovered by Wagner. Pass misses Miller, but Miller does push it forward. Taken now by McGee. So Babette Hall and Jamie McGee, the only starters still in the game at this time, as that one is booted away by Dolan. And it's going to be out of bounds, Brookline ball. $18.5 to go here in the round of 32. As this ball bounces up to Cannon. Cannon running upfield, hard collision, but stays with the ball. Tries a kick, weird pinball ricochet, and it's going to be cleared out. Bounces up to Raballo. Raballo over to DePaulo. DePaulo running up with it. Trying to get around Greer. Stops. Passes it back. Now across Miller. Miller winds and kicks, and it's walled off. Hall Pass it up to Kimbrough, and Kimbrough's got some space to run here. Kimbrough stops, turns around, jukes out her opponent there. Looking for some reinforcements. Pass goes back to Shu. Shu, pass it back up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough lifts one towards the middle, goes off ahead. Bounces over to number 22, Alize Andrade. Now recovered by Shu, knocked out of bounds by Andrade. Shu throws it back to McGee. McGee goes back to Hall. Hall boots it out the far side to Radke. Over to Berkson. And that pass too far out of bounds. Now Brockton bringing it up. Pass blocked again by Sherwin. Sherwin. Pass outside for Shu. Shu walking it up. Pass up the line for Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around. Knocked out of bounds. Throw in to Cannon, tapped back, lost. Brockton ball. $16 minutes to go now. Throw in, deflects back to Andrade. And they're going to call a foul on Ashley Sherwin there. This one kicked towards Miller. Miller pass back, now back up to Miller. Knocked out of bounds. This throw-in deflects. Passed back. Recovered by Brockton. This kick blocked by Cannon. But Brockton trying to stay with it. Pass goes up. Now dribbling through. Disrupted, recovers the ball. And ultimately kicked away. Raballo could not dribble through the sea of blue jerseys there. But it deflects back, and now trying to gain the edge. It's lost out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Brookline. Brockton corner kick. This one flies in and deflects out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Or no, they say last touched by Brookline again. It'll be another corner. This one comes in low. And it's cleared out, but Brockton recovers it. Scrum for the ball. Not sure where the ball is. And almost coming out with it until Jamie McGee managed to knock that one away. And it's ultimately cleared out. Throw in. Brockton still keeping the ball. Now they try a crosser as it's blocked, but Brockton recovers. Pass back to Miller, but her shot rolls into the waiting arms of Chloe Price. Got a beautiful crescent moon out tonight, kind of appropriate for just after Halloween. As Price punts this one. It deflects the wrong way off Andrade, and Kimbrough's trying to pick up speed for it. Gets tangled up, and we are going to get a foul call. And so it's going to be a free kick for Brookline. Bit of an interesting angle here. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a crosser fly into the box for perhaps an attempted header for Lila Cannon. No, they're just going to go for a shot. Babette Hall wasted no time kicking that one as it's caught by the goalie and punted away. Battle for the ball is won by Brookline. Pass goes over to Cannon. Cannon sends one forward to Kimbrough. Kimbrough manages to recover it and pass it for Shu. Shu looking around. Jukes around a defender. Shu approaching. Kick is knocked out of bounds. That'll be a corner for Brookline. That would have been so exciting. As a couple of subs check in for Brockton now. Oh, did they call that a goal kick? Oh, they're saying it went one of those pinball ricochets, went off of Shu's foot, off the defender's foot, and then off of Shu's foot out of bounds. Just over 11 minutes to go in this one now. Brookline leading Brockton 9-1. Goal kick flies. Deflects down. Cannon trying to push it forward. Gets it up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Across. Kimbrough tries a shot. Off the crossbar. Jada Kimbrough. Her shot just a bit too high. Funnily enough, I think Kimbrough is the only player on the field for Brookline right now that has a career playoff goal. As Brockton racing it the other way, Price comes out to disrupt the rush for Miller, I think it was. As they now bring it into the corner, out of bounds, Brockton ball. This throw-in deflects. Passed back to Wagner, tries a kick, well wide. And Price is going to fall on it inside the box. Price punts this one. And that's going to bounce out of bounds. Off the throw-in, it's taken away by Brookline. Pass goes up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough leading for Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm charging in. Lindgren-Palm trying to juke, but stopped by Dolan. And Lindgren-Palm takes it away. Lindgren-Palm staying with the play. Pass for Kimbrough, blocked again by Dolan. The attempt to clear goes right to Shu. Shu tries a kick, and it's well wide of the net. And we got some more subs checking in. Lila Cannon checks out in favor of the recent JV call-up, number 5, Nev Kesselman, as she will join her sister out on the field as Mirabelle Kesselman checks back into the game, replacing Jamie McGee. Kesselman immediately deflects that one over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough couldn't keep control as it's taken away by Miller. Miller running with it. Pass misses outside Brookline ball. Throw in, deflects back. Kicked forward. Kicked away by, I think, Wagner. Battling out the far side, knocked out of bounds, Brockton ball. Just under 8 minutes to go. 9-1 is the score in favor of Brookline here in the second half, as Brockton works their way upfield with it. And that one is going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to be another Brockton corner. Corner kick flies in, and it's kicked wide. Goal kick. This kick flies. Far side, out of bounds, Brockton ball. This throw in is blocked. Kicked out of bounds again. Couple of headers. Now booted away. The Boxers, but Lindgren Palm passes towards the middle, taken away by, I believe, Miller. Miller's pass blocked by Shu, recovered by Nev Kesselman, and draws a foul. Nev Kesselman playing with a lot of energy after coming in off the bench after being called up from the JV squad to the playoff roster. As this one kicked up field. Not sure what they called the whistle for. Is that a foul? Offsides? Something? In the meantime, Velena Chernychev checking back into the game for Brookline, replacing Eva Berkson. This one kicked up, controlled by Raballo. Raballo's pass booted away by Greer. Knocked down, corralled by Nev Kesselman, trying to battle for it, but it is controlled by Brockton. That pass kicked away by, I believe, Greer. It's going to be out of bounds. Clock now frozen at 5 minutes on the scoreboard to represent stoppage time, so the triple whistle from the official will be our signal for the end of the ball game. And now Brockton breaking away with it, charging in, and a shot is off the crossbar and out. That one looked for sure like it was going to go in, but no luck for the Boxers. The pass from Kimbrough is blocked and now recovered by Miller. Pass through to Raballo. Raballo weaves around one, tries to fight through but gets sandwiched, and now it's cleared out by Shu. Recovered again by the Boxers, but now deflects over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough pass over to Chernychev, sends it back, booted upfield. Downed by Dolan. Pass up, kicked away by Greer. Kicked back by Mosley, deflected back by Chernychev, up to Nev Kesselman, who breaks free. Nev Kesselman breaking away with the ball. Kesselman racing with it. Kesselman met by Mosley, pushes the ball through, but it's going to be cleared away by Dolan. And now recovered by Miller. Miller racing up with the ball. Trying to get around Hall. And Hall gets back and kicks it away. And gets the favorable deflection for a goal kick. This one flies. Deflects towards the middle. Taken away now by Cherwin, given to Chernychev. Pass back to Hall. Hall kicks it up, knocked away by Dolan, downed by Mosley. Mosley kicks it away, knocked back the other way by Mirabel Kesselman, and Lindgren Palm gets a pass through. Jada Kimbrough racing with it. Kimbrough trying to force her way through. She was pushed from behind, but she still recovers the ball, and Kimbrough scores! Jada Kimbrough off the assist from Amalia Lindgren Palm. And for the second year in a row, Brookline reaches double figures in the round of 32. You know, again, it's one of those, I'm not sure if it's unassisted or if it's assisted. If it's assisted, it was Amalia Lindgren Palm, but definitely scored by Jada Kimbrough. So Brookline reaches goal number 10 for the second straight year. And again, some stats I'm going to have to go back and double check. There were a couple of putback shots that I'm not sure if you credit an assist on those because it was the second shot. I think technically you don't, but I'm not sure if the team will. And then, of course, that one goal that I'm still not sure if it was Anna or Sydney that scored that one. Kimbrough pass it out far side. Nev Kesselman. Kesselman trying to gain the edge on the far side, but she's cut off by Mosley. And they're going to call the foul on Kesselman there. Free kick for Brockton. I mean, you know that Nev Kesselman would love to get her first career varsity goal here on a playoff stage. But with time running out, it's not likely to happen. And she might just have to wait until next year. Shu sends it forward, intercepted by Wagner. This pass gets away. And, oh, we've got another injured Brockton player down. She's getting back up. That's good. That is number 16, Lissa Da Silva Roballo, who had the assist on Hannah Vega's goal in the first half. So it's a drop ball, and they resume the action. And it's taken by Kimbrough. Kimbrough pass from Amalia Lindgren Palm. Sends one through for Nev Kesselman. Kesselman called off sides. That looks like she had a real chance there. I was getting ready for her to eat make me eat my words from a couple minutes ago. And there is your ball game. The Brookline Warriors take care of business in the round of 32. The final score, the third seeded Brookline Warriors 10, the 35th seeded Brockton Boxers 1. Brookline delivers a blowout in the round of 32 for the second year in a row, and they will advance now to the round of 16. So Brookline will face the winner of a match that's scheduled to start in about 15 minutes out in Braintree between 14th seeded Braintree and 19th seeded Belmont. The winner of that game will come here to Parsons Field, as Brookline, being the higher seed, will host once again in the round of 16. Not sure what day that's going to be on. I'm going to find out, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Final stats for this one are a bit absurd for me to try and keep track of. But I know Anna Leshley led the way for Brookline with either 5 goals and 1 assist or 4 goals and 2 assists. Sydney Freeze had either 2 or 3 goals. Julia Vianello had 1 goal and either 1 or 2 assists. McKenna Hammond had 1 goal and 1 assist. Jada Kimbrough had 1 goal. Mirabelle Kesselman had 1 assist. And Elin Lindgren-Palm had 2 assists. Yeah, I'm gonna check back with the team's official stat marks after this one, because I am not confident in my own count here, as you know, evident by the fact I basically gave multiple choice options there. But one thing I do know, some milestones reached. Anna Leshley with career goal number 30 and her 2nd straight year with a playoff hat trick. And then Sydney Freeze and McKenna Hammond both reached the 20 career goal milestone themselves. One last note in the live chat from Tom Ranker of the Chloe Price Posse, saying, great job on the mic, Jesse. Thank you so much, Tom, and thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. Thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comments section down below. And be sure to go down below to the description section of the video, where you can find the link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And you can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams and schools, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can see my email, and you can email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 10, Brockton 1. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I will see you all in the round of 16, but for now, thank you all for watching, and have a good night.